Hi everybody, and I'm back and we're going to be painting a rooster. This is my take on a rooster. As you can see, I have the palette that I use for this rooster, but we're going to be making another one. It's just to give you an idea. This is one of the classes that I taught to make a quick rooster, letting yourself go. Well, I could work on it a little bit, but for now, this is pretty good. So I'll let you know what colors we're going to be using. I have them all prepared for me right here. I have them in my palette. And the colors we're going to be using are going to be magnesium blue from Core, ultramarine blue from Sennelier, deep red, deep scarlet from Danielle Smith, bright red from Sennelier, Chinese orange is just beautiful from Sennelier, and Quinacridone gold from Sennelier, and lemon yellow. So, and I forgot, we're going to use some burnt umber, which I have in my palette here. And this is another Sennelier palette. So you can get your paints in tubes like I just showed you, or you can buy a palette where you have your paint in there. So I'll be using this one for my burnt umber. I don't have any in a tube, so I don't have it put into a little container. Also, what you need is a pencil and an eraser. You will be needing brushes. The brushes I'll be using is a number 12 watercolor or a number 10, either one of these two, and then a smaller, like a number 8 and a number 4. These are all watercolor brushes, so they hold water. I'll put those on the side. We also need 2 basins of water. We need dirty water, as it is already dirty, and clean water. I have sponges, and I also have a rag. Now, what I did here was I already drew my my rooster, and I don't know, I think you guys could see well. So I already drew my rooster. I know where he's going, where the lights are, and so on. What I will have, and this is the rooster I would like to do, these colors. Yeah, he's facing the other way. I've also have other roosters, like this one, or maybe this one, or maybe this one. And I made you the line drawings for the roosters. And you can put it on a transfer paper so that you can use carbon paper to transfer it on, or old-fashioned way, use your pencil, turn it over, and you get the mark right there. So I'll just remove the mark. But I'll give you the line drawing like this, or well, this one here is for this rooster. And then this one here, it's for this rooster. This line drawing is for this rooster. I'm not worried about the background because you can make anything as a background. And this line drawing is for this same rooster that we're doing here. And this is just another picture of another rooster so that you got an idea of the different colors. So I'm going to use this as my reference. I also take out pictures of roosters, their faces, just to have an idea about their how to put in the lines of the feathers. I also print it sometimes in black and white, so it kind of gives me ideas where the darkest is the darkest, as you see here. You see here? It's red, but when you do it in black and white, you can literally see it. So First steps first, draw it on a piece of paper. I have it on a big watercolor paper. And the watercolor paper I use is Fabriano 140 pounds cold press. These are 9 by 12 sheets, but the sheet I'm using is a 14 by 17. So I'm using a big sheet to do a bigger project. So I'm just gonna leave my my Rooster there. I just want to know what colors I have there. And when I did my swatch, I kind of went in and said, okay, that's how I need manganese blue, ultramarine deep, reds and oranges, and some browns because I want to make it like as if he's in a barn, so there'll be wood in the back. As you could see, I already put in some lines of the wood here. I'll make them nice and dark so you guys could see. And down here. Okay? Now, I'm going to say to myself, when we do a watercolor like this, it's in many steps. I'm going to put the light going this way. So, I don't know if you guys could see, the light is going to reflect this way. So the lightest of lights are going to be on this side, and the darkest of darks will be on this side. And then we'll put in the shadow. We need to prepare our paint. So with clean water, I'll move over my eraser. I don't need it now, with my big brush. And I will start preparing my paint. I also didn't mention you need a water bottle. You could buy it at the art store. Or if you're like me that wears glasses, you can use a water bottle that we use for glass cleaner. It goes much faster. I can even spray directly in my basins. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to prepare my colors. So that's lemon yellow. This is Quinacridone gold. And I'm going to prepare, I think, just these two for now. Maybe a little bit of the red from Sennelier up here. I'll keep my reds up here. If I use the Danielle Smith red, you see how creamy that is? It's very, very, very dark. So always water it down. You'll always want to have a first wash. So clean your brush, get some water, and I'm going to start by doing everything that I see that is red and orange and yellow. And I'm going to put quite a bit of water because I want this color to move. So I'm just going to put in a little bit of yellow in there right away. And I'm not really thinking, I'm just putting it in, letting it flow, okay? And then clean your brush. And I'll do the same thing here, right? If you look right here, there's a little bit of yellow coming down from behind here. It just goes like kind of like this. And then on top of his head. It won't look the same. I don't expect it to look the same. And I'm kind of going with the movement of how the feathers go. I'm going to be careful because if I put in blue right away, what color do you think I'm going to be making? I'll make green. We don't really want that. So it's all this area. Okay, that. And then it kind of goes here. And then a couple of these down here. And I'm going to put a bit of yellow down here. I can start putting in that quinacridone. No, this yeah, it's quinacridone gold. And because it's still wet, I can create feathers easily. And there's going to be movement. So don't worry about it. We're going to add a couple of layers. And as you notice, I'm just using the tip of my brush, and I can start seeing some feathering already. I'm going to add a little bit of the red. Oh, it turned out to be a little orange, but that's okay. That's what I want, a bit. And the light's coming this way, so a little bit of orange here. Now look, if I put this red right away, you'll see how dark it is right away. Do you see how dark that is? So you don't want that right away. So you just have to. So now I made some more orange here. I'll make it orange, make it easier. I'll put some orange right here. And I've already got some nice movement. I don't want to go dark too fast. Sometimes you don't even have to go back. After it dries, we'll see if we're pleased with it. And how many more feathers do we need to add? Okay, so now I'm gonna clean my brush, put it down, and I might have to dry it a little bit. So I'll dry it and I'll be right back. So I'm back. Now I dried it. It's pretty dry. Maybe I'm gonna put a little coat of blue. So I'll make some space. I'll remove that little orange. And keep the Kleenex for later. I don't use Kleenex to sup up anything. So I'm just gonna put some, prepare some blue. And I need some manganese blue also. That's Ultramarine blue dark from Sennelier. And this is my favorite. It's called Manganese blue. Such a beautiful blue. You'll see when you wait in a minute. So I'm gonna water that down quite a bit. I don't want to go dark too fast. There we go. And my paper now is, I'm working on dry paper. Just gonna put a coat of this blue in there. And don't worry if there's a little splatter. Sometimes, yeah, I do that. And then I need some in the tail here. And when we're putting this color in, I'm going to leave some areas. I'm going to put some more yellow. And I'm going in the direction the feathers are going to be going. I'm going to start putting some darker blues right down here. And I'm I'm gonna take advantage of the paper being a little wet to create movement. There's a little bit in here too, right? Oh, since the yellow part is dry, I'm gonna add a little bit more of that orange there. See that I'm making like darker. And I'm gonna leave those marks. I think I like that. I'll give it a little bit of dimension here. And being careful not to touch the blues. I think I needed some right here. And this was supposed to come down a little bit here. And I'm gonna put a little bit of this red. I'm gonna make an orange right down here. And I'm gonna add a little bit here. I'm gonna get some of this orange here. Get some red down here. Well, I guess I'll have to clean my palette because I'm making a mess here, so it doesn't matter, I can clean it very easily. So I'm just gonna make some movement here. Since that blue is drying, I want some orange into the floorboards. I'm thinking this is like a barn, right? So yeah, I'm working in steps. It's gonna take a few steps to do this rooster. Hopefully I'll be pleased. So I'm just putting in some floorboards here. Now I'll make some movement in the wood. I can't work up here because it's wet. I'll just get my smaller brush. I still see it wet here, so just gonna make sure. That this part, the top of the head is all nice. I'll get some more red. Water it down. And I'm gonna let the paint dance on the paper. putting some reds in the feathering. Okay, and there we have it. So I'll be back after I dry it. Okay, so and we're back. And I'm going to be using again my big brush. I love it. And I'm liking what's happening here. I want to put more. I'm going to try to see if I can get that nice dark blue in there too. Because I see is all these little feathers. I'm going to try to get that nice blue to mingle in the middle there. It's really intense. See how I'm lifting? There we go. It's all these little feathers here and there. Manganese blue. Don't worry about it. We're going to put some more in there again later. I want it very watered down. Just want to see if we can get all these nice movements in there first. See, I'm starting to like that quite a bit. See, there's a lot of movement in here. Paint keeps moving. I'm working with those two blues. Add some more manganese blue in there. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. It's just gives you an idea. The tip of the brush. There we go. A little bit of water. Now a little bit of dark blues down here. It doesn't have to be much, just a little bit. And all I did was add just a little bit of water. Make those colors mingle. Not bad. I don't want to fuss with it too much. Okay, so let's put some red up here. I just prepared some, some yellow. Oh, there we go. Told you I was going to dirty my clean water. So I didn't do this one. I didn't put a little bit of red in here. It kind of goes like this. And now I have only water on my brush. I'm really just cleaning up little So I'm going to take my smaller brush. I think that'll be a better idea. Remember I told you I had a number 8? It's a little bit smaller, so you can go in smaller areas. Those that are wondering, I'm working standing up in my studio, which is a total mess. Just layer a little bit at a time till you get to the nice red. I don't want to overdo it right away, because it's harder to remove paint after you've put too much of it. So I'm gonna add the red here. There we go. And if I'm looking, it's red all around here too. All around his eye. I just love his colors, that's why I picked this one. And I'll add some red in here, make some more feathering since I've got some red in here. Remember, painting is supposed to be fun, so I was just thinking, if I go in that darker red, I just want to show you, if you go too fast, it'll be really dark. So you want to be very careful with that. I'll just add a bit here and a little bit here. And then when it dries, we'll see if it's too red. You're gonna say I'm not in my lines. I'm not worried about that. I can fix them up afterwards. I'm gonna be doing wood in the back anyway, so. See, I'm adding a bit more red. It creates a bit of a movement. These feathers. Mixed both reds in there. just got a bit of water, very little water. I'm getting my hands dirty. I didn't clean it properly. Bang it at the bottom of your little pot. Just a little water. I want a kind of softness in the watercolors. And you know, you keep adding just a little bit at a time. And let the paint do its thing. Sometimes it is amazing what it could do. And its softness. And you'll try to do it a second time and it won't be impossible. Yep, I think I'm starting to like that. Its head looks good. I wanted to play here, so I'm putting some yellow. Okay, can't overdo this, otherwise if I overdo this, I'm gonna make mud. It's too much water here. So we're gonna leave this alone. Bit of red here. Can come and clean up some of that blue. And here's the little one. Just here. Carefully. It's starting to make green, so I guess I better stop while I'm at it, right? I don't like using my little brush to do that because I really wanted a nice flow, so I'll come back with my big one. So we're going to let it dry and we'll continue on her later, or him more or less.